Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to address this House on behalf of the Alberta Party and our new leader, Glenn Taylor. He has asked me to bring his greetings to this Assembly and to voice our appreciation for this unique opportunity. I am privileged to be the first member of this Legislative Assembly to represent the Alberta Party. I'm privileged to be, I think, the fourth member of this Legislative Assembly this afternoon during these proceedings to congratulate the Honourable the Premier on her new job and to say I look forward to working with her and that I intend to take her at face value in her comments that where we go from here is not a partisan project, that we all sit in the Assembly together for one shared reason, because we believe in Alberta. We believe in the Alberta Party in working together and working constructively. We're going to criticize the government when we think the government is wrong. We're going to give the government credit when we think the government is right. We're going to trust that we can do that in an atmosphere of a productive debate, of a professional, business-like environment, and that it's not going to be personal, and that we can continue to work together both behind the scenes and on the floor of this legislature. And I do hope we get the chance to work together on the floor of this legislature much more in the near future than we have in the near past and the distant past. And I hope that we get to work together this fall on some substantive legislation. It boggles my mind that we are at Government Bill 18 and Private Members Bill 203 at this point. We should be much farther along in the agenda than we are. But I don't want to make this a half hour of criticizing the government, because there's more to be said and done here than that, I think. There's the acknowledgement that there are some very good ideas in this speech. There's also the opportunity, which I would be remiss to ignore, to get our own position and point of view on the record, and so I will. The Alberta Party, Mr. Speaker, is the new kid on the block, named for this province that we all love. It is the party of the future, unencumbered by the ideologies of the past. The Alberta Party will bring hope, intelligence, trust, and better ideas back to our province and back to our government, because we are a party that is built on listening and learning and then leading. Alberta is a great place, but it can be better. That's why we're all here, to make it better. Together, we can make it better. Alberta is a great place, but still, too many families, too many households in this province are struggling with higher and higher costs of living and increasing debt loads. A debt-burdened society is a risk-averse society, and we cannot allow this culture of debt to endanger our enterprising and entrepreneurial skills. Our economy and our future depend on innovation, courage, and Albertans willing to start new businesses and to create jobs and prosperity. This is a great place, but we have the highest dropout rate, highest high school dropout rate in the nation, more than any other province in Canada. We have the resources to ensure that every child completes high school and receives a post-secondary education if they choose to. Alberta is a great place, but we spend more on our health care system with often less satisfactory outcomes than many other provinces in the nation. Alberta is a great place, but our image around the world has been tarred both by our inability to tell our story and to obviously act as responsibly as we should have. We know this because the people of Alberta know this, and they have told us so. So the Alberta Party will try to transform government because we are committed to an ambitious and authentic program of citizen engagement. We've listened to thousands of Albertans. We did this the slow way, the authentic way, often with small groups of 10 or 12 Albertans in coffee shops, living rooms, local libraries, church basements, and more than the odd pub. We've met face-to-face and through the use of innovative technologies. We've heard their stories, their challenges, their hopes for the province. We've also asked the citizens of this great province what they were grateful for living here in Alberta. And they've told us that they live in a beautiful province, blessed with an inspiring natural landscape and a proud history of citizenship, community spirit, and entrepreneurialism. They're grateful for the opportunities that this province offers, and they are insistent that we must not squander these opportunities. Albertans have told us that they want us, their politicians, to work together constructively, much like we all do with our neighbours. Albertans, like all Canadians, know what it means to be a good neighbour. There's nothing like winter here in the Great White North to teach us the value of working together. We're all willing to push or pull our neighbour out of a snowbank or shovel the walkway when our next-door neighbour needs us to. And so our hope is that we can bring some of that same energy and cooperative spirit to politics. It's time to do politics differently for the benefit of all Albertans, and I offer that challenge to our new Premier. The Alberta Party is attracting thousands of Albertans from all regions, urban and rural, of all ideological backgrounds, including those who have never been involved in any political party before this. Because instead of representing a particular segment of the traditional political spectrum, the Alberta Party seeks out the best ideas, regardless of whether they're perceived to be from the left, from the right, from the middle. A good idea is a good idea. Albertans don't define themselves as right or left, and neither do we. If anything, Albertans define themselves as practical, as does the Alberta Party. Traditional parties have focused for far too long in this province on what divides us. We want to focus on the common ground that unites us. This common ground amongst Albertans is often common sense. So having listened to Albertans and learned from their wisdom, this is how we will lead. On the economy, the Alberta Party recognizes that the development of natural resources is our primary economic vehicle. In order to continue to develop and grow, our resource-based industries need to be effectively leveraged and supported with an eye to future economic growth and challenges. We cannot control the economy. We cannot control the economy here at home within our own borders, nationwide, or for heaven's sake, around the globe. We have no control over that. However, we do have the ability to create a favorable business environment. And it's time we use the public revenue generated from our resource-based industries today to catalyze a sustainable, profitable, competitive and diverse economy which provides Alberta businesses access to new markets, research and innovation. Kudos to the Premier for recognizing the importance of the Northern Gateway Pipeline project and committing her government to getting behind it and supporting it. It opens up a crucial, key second market for our resources. And it's never good business to only have one customer to sell to. The Alberta Party will ensure a stable regulatory and royalty environment for our business community to operate and succeed in, while we actively promote a positive brand for our industries globally. We'll insist on best practices that include a strong commitment to environmental stewardship. It's time to actively support the forestry, agricultural and energy sectors of our economy through broad policy frameworks that encourage value-added products and processing. We will partner as needed with the industries, enterprises and businesses already established in Alberta, including most especially small businesses that, as the Premier pointed out, generate 37% of our jobs, an incredible amount of our economic activity, to ensure that they have the capacity to continue to provide jobs and growth through increasing global market intelligence and access for Alberta's entrepreneurs. Fiscal responsibility begins with smart planning. I think this province has lost its way somewhat when it comes to planning for the future, and thus isn't able to sustainably pay for its operations and commitments. Yearly budgets fail to reflect the needs and wants of Albertans, as they're not properly consulted before budgets are finalized. I commend the Premier for committing her government to consulting with real Albertans before Budget 2012 is written. I believe we said we would do that last spring during the last budget. Good ideas can come from anywhere, and I commend the Premier for borrowing one of ours. Relying too heavily on non-renewable resource revenues leaves our economy fragile and subject to the whims of the market, when these revenues should be benefiting Albertans now and into the future. The Alberta Party believes smart planning and a proper mix of revenue collection, service funding, saving and investing is needed in order to adequately offer the programs and services that the people of Alberta expect and deserve from their government now and tomorrow. What's more, we believe it's time to engage Albertans in an authentic conversation, perhaps the most important conversation we could involve them in right now, about what level of service they would like from their government and how they want to pay for it. Consultation with Albertans is the key to successfully planning for the future, effectively governing on behalf of Albertans, saving and investing for the future, paying today's bills without running up a deficit and a debt. It's easy to say that the only way taxes will ever go is down, that there will be no provincial sales tax, And I'm not standing here advocating for a provincial sales tax or higher taxes. I'm not even prepared to stand here, as I have in the past, and advocate for bringing progressivity back to our income tax system. What I am advocating for is for government to engage the nearly 4 million Albertans in an authentic adult conversation about the level of service they want from their government and what they're prepared to pay for it and what they're prepared to give up if they want low taxes and high service. Because right now, we have that. Healthcare is a good example. I'll touch on that in a second, Mr. Speaker. Through a collaborative and consultative process, the Alberta Party will commit to discussing with Albertans the plethora of options available to cover the cost of services, including user fees and premiums, alternative revenue collection, program cuts, a complete review of our taxation system, while committing to maintain Alberta as the lowest tax jurisdiction in the nation. Now, I want to talk about health care for a moment, because it's on every Albertan's mind. We know that. It is necessary to build, and we will build, a health system that focuses on keeping people healthy, that strives to keep people out of the hospital. Of course, we need a medical system that is accessible and responds quickly when people become ill or injured and need to be in the hospital. But our focus on making sick and injured people better has become a focus on acute care rather than health protection and promotion, disease and injury prevention, management of chronic conditions, and long-term care. Publicly funded universal health care in Canada is an idea that was born on the prairies, and the Alberta Party believes it can be perfected here. Albertans should have the best health care system in the country, if not the world, and if we all pull together, we can achieve this. The Alberta Party emphasizes prevention as a means for ensuring the sustainability of our publicly funded health system. We acknowledge that health demands will increase in the future, and currently prevention, unbelievably, is only 1% of the health care budget. We also emphasize primary care, the right to have a family doctor, accessibility, a strong mental health strategy. Chronic illness is the most common form of illness, very expensive to treat. Injuries are a leading cause of hospitalization among Albertans and often require expensive treatment and rehab. However, many injuries and chronic illnesses are largely preventable. Simple and relatively inexpensive initiatives like improving the enforcement of workplace safety standards can go a long way towards reducing the frequency of injuries and illness and lessening their human and financial burdens. The Alberta Party will also create a school health policy that integrates nutrition and healthy living into Alberta's school curriculum. Our vision for the future of health care in Alberta is a vision that ensures everybody has a family doctor and is able to easily access a primary care network. When people can see their family doc, a nurse practitioner or some other health professional, they can identify and treat problems before they become worse, minimizing recovery times, preventing the system from having to provide more expensive levels of care. The Alberta Party will invest in expanding access to high-quality home care and continuing care. Acute care beds in hospitals are very expensive, up to $3,000 per bed per day. Yet many patients in these beds, as my honoured colleagues who've spoken before me today have referenced, are only there because they're waiting for beds in other parts of the system, such as long-term care, palliative care, mental health care, and they're waiting a long, long time. Many could even be cared for at home if we had better support systems in place for their families. Increasing support for home care and continuing care is better for Albertans. It gives seniors and their families more of a say over their living arrangements and is much less expensive for our health system. I would be remiss if I did not recognize and appreciate the Premier's commitment to ensuring a full, open, public judicial inquiry into the alleged intimidation of healthcare professionals in Alberta. Sunlight is a great disinfectant, and Albertans are looking for more. There are, I guess, two ways of looking at public inquiries. One is that they cost a lot of money. They may not uncover a lot of problems or wrongdoing. That way almost presumes that you can only justify the cost of an inquiry if it produces X number of incidents of wrongdoing per Y number of dollars spent. But the other way of looking at public inquiries is this. Sometimes they are the only means of reestablishing the public's trust in an institution brought into question. We think it's pretty important that the people be able to trust that the healthcare system, on which they collectively spend nearly $15 billion a year and on which they literally stake their lives, is doing its work properly. In many ways, this province, Mr. Speaker, has some of the most progressive and forward-thinking environmental initiatives in the world. And this is thanks, in part, to our municipal governments. City of Edmonton, for instance, world-class waste management and a plan to preserve and promote farmland and urban agriculture. Medicine Hat, the city's using revenues from its natural gas royalties to support families to put solar panels on their homes. Okotoks, the town, has reduced its water consumption by a third and its greenhouse gas emissions by 1/5. The province needs to learn from our municipal governments when it comes to environmental stewardship. We must stand up for this province with more than words and expensive taxpayer-funded ad campaigns. The rubber must hit the road. The provincial government can learn from our civic government brethren. They're showing leadership, and we need to be humble enough to follow. Good ideas, I repeat, can come from anywhere, and we must never be so proud that we will not or cannot build on those ideas to build a better Alberta for the next generation. A rich and diverse environment comes with the responsibility of properly protecting, sensibly utilizing, and respectfully appreciating Alberta's natural heritage. With good governance, meaningful and collaborative decision-making, and effective leadership, the Alberta Party believes we can advance our resource economy while at the same time honouring and preserving our unique natural ecosystem. The Alberta Party believes that improved stewardship of our water resources, responsible development of land, high air quality, and reduced greenhouse gas emissions are all imminently achievable in Alberta, if we have the will to achieve those goals. The Alberta Party believes that the citizens of this province, business and government, working together, can make the province environmentally healthier and economically more prosperous at the same time. So we envision a future in which integrated environment and energy policies are developed with input from industry and the people of Alberta, where water is viewed as a public good that is responsibly shared among all Albertans and conserved as a matter of course, where land use policy is founded upon a sustainable development or a sustainable balance of development and conservation, reclamation and restoration. Over the years, this province's energy sector has created immense value for our province and prosperity for our people. These benefits will continue only if our energy sector keeps pace with and adapts to the demands of a rapidly changing world. Alberta is in the enviable position of having the potential to be the world leader in developing a sustainable energy sector, combining the best sources and practices of our existing energy industry with innovative and creative renewable forms of energy. Alberta can be at the leading edge of the green energy future by building on the current strengths of a healthy oil and gas industry. The Alberta Party recognizes the need for an innovative energy sector, a robust economy, and a healthy environment. Indeed, these are not three separate discussions in Alberta. They are the conversation. In the past, activity in our energy sector has created huge spin-off benefits, but often those benefits accrue elsewhere. We want to keep more of these benefits here at home in our local communities. It also benefits Albertans when the energy sector produces a higher value product for export to markets. Can we upgrade 100% of our bitumen? Would market conditions allow us to do that? No, probably not. Even if market conditions would, is it in our best interests in terms of environmental protection and the preservation of our scarce water supplies to do it all? No, it isn't. But we should do more than we do today. Becoming and remaining a world leader in energy requires a culture of entrepreneurship and innovation. Entrepreneurship means we're able to recognize opportunity. Innovation allows us to respond to a changing world. This begins with building on our existing strengths and systematically supporting innovation in education, research, technology, business development, and environmental science within the energy sector. Our democracy, our communities, and our economy depend on education, innovation, and creativity, and Alberta must use its wealth to fund what is most important. To our party, education is the foundation of our future, and our children are the hope for our future. So why not give our hope that foundation that they need? We commend the Premier for belatedly restoring the funding cut from education. We condemn the government for putting our students in this position in the first place. The Alberta Party vision for the future of Alberta recognizes that education is more than just grades and exams. Education means equipping Albertans for the world ahead of them. As our society shifts and adapts to new technologies, and our education system must absorb these changes. A strong school system produces successful and creative citizens who are proactive in this ever-changing and diverse society. The Alberta Party envisions an education system in which schools are adequately funded and are at the heart of the community. Local school boards are responsible for decisions regarding their schools, spending habits are transparent to the public, and teachers are trusted to teach to the needs of the students, not to the provincial exam. Alberta needs to become a leader in education and learning. This means prioritizing skill development in the areas of critical thinking and problem solving, creativity and innovation, social responsibility, cultural, global and environmental awareness, communication, digital literacy, self-direction, personal management, collaboration and leadership, and ultimately lifelong learning. The Alberta Party has a new vision that reconnects the communities of Alberta to a common dream, while respecting and admiring the local creativity and local way of life that gives our province the richness that we cherish. Strong communities are the building blocks of a successful province, and municipalities are the vehicles through which we build them. Local government is closest to the people, and it is their actions that most closely affect all our daily lives. The Alberta Party government will recognize municipalities as a true order of government and foster a new partnership based on mutual respect. The Alberta Party will respect the taxes people are asked to pay, and we will invest those dollars to ensure our communities are safe, that necessary infrastructure is built and maintained, and that each municipality can achieve its most sustainable and creative form. Albertans have shared their hopes with us that this province can continue to be a place of economic creativity and strength, and that our enterprising spirit can be used to leverage the opportunity we have today while building our province for the 21st century. They've told us they want a vibrant, diversified economy to create a sustainable future, not just within the energy industry, but in all other sectors, including the arts, forestry, agriculture, and the innovative technologies of this century to come. It's time to turn our province back into a place of ideas, where debate is welcomed and our citizens are inspired to create a bright future for their families, their communities, and the province. The Alberta Party is committed to partnerships that respect who we are as Albertans. We're committed to a fiscally responsible financial climate that benefits each one of us. We must use public dollars as effectively and efficiently as possible. We must balance the books to mitigate the effects of boom and bust, and we must set aside money for a rainy day. Albertans want a government that chooses to inspire and demand the best from our public service, rather than asking for mediocrity and holding hiring freezes or layoffs over their heads. The Alberta Party is committed to making this province unquestionably the best place in the world to live, and to keep raising that bar, to commit to continuous improvement in making this province the best place in the world to live. We want to create a province that young people are proud to live in, are committed to stay in, will grow old in, and will die in, and die happy. The Alberta Party is committed to building a province that is committed to a new democracy and new partnerships, one where we're not afraid of the voices of citizens, but where we seek out their voices at every opportunity so all hands can help build this great province and make it a progressive, forward-thinking 21st, maybe even 22nd century province. It's time for all of us to be inspired and to demand more of ourselves. It's time for change, time for leadership, and it's time to act. You earn the right to govern every 4 or 5 years, but the trust of the people has to be won every day. We listen, we learn, and then we lead. That's the Alberta Party, and that's our vision for the future of this great province, this province that we love, this province that our party is named for. Mr. Speaker, thank you.
Thank you very much, honourable member, and thank you very much, honourable members. Well, we've now concluded round one, and we will drop off the list of future speakers a representative from the Alberta Party, because there's no one else to participate in the 8 minutes or 6 minutes remaining. But my brief notes suggest the following. They may be out by a couple of seconds. That there are 24 minutes still available for participation by a member of the Government Caucus, 28 minutes for participation by a member of the official opposition, 22 minutes left for remaining participants of the Wild Rose Party, and 12 minutes left for participation